pow, 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 pow. There's that one song I heard. Where is it in my playlist? The song gibt es. Oh, there. Zu scheitern. Ganz schön war der Einfall. Wahrer Freizeit. Sind Dopingflaschen im Eisfach. Das steht vor der Einfall. Wie kann sich einsam? Von viel kann sich einsam. Ich bin nur im Alltag. Kauf ich mir, ich will das Überladen. Das ist Spiel schon durchgeführt. Ich glaube, ich kaufe ein Fahrrad. Sonst mehrfach in der wunderschöne Garten stehen. Ich bin ich will es auf der Karte nehmen. Ich will sagen, nämlich an einem besten Fahrten stehen. Mama ziemlich fertig steht. Mutter in Boxen abgesetzt, weil es geht so nicht wirklich mal.
I beat it. I'm split that from 30.
Wow!
I know. Awesome.
My goat.
Yes, thank you. Very good level. I think this is a pretty cool level. I got sent this level on my level request stream that I did yesterday, and I said I would beat it later and do a full-fledged video on it, and yeah, here I am. The level's really fun to start off. I think that it plays extremely well. The gameplay is definitely learny, but it didn't take me too long. It's only 80 attempts. Part of that does come from a practice run of yesterday. It really did not take me long to get the hang of today, but I do think hard demon makes sense because it is quite learny, specifically at the drop, but it is really satisfying to pull off. The click pattern is very fun, and the gameplay is entirely fair. I had no issues with the gameplay at any point, so would highly recommend this based on the fun factor. And I think the visuals are cool too. I think that the theming is something you don't really see a lot of, but it's done quite well. Considering you had to build a level in a Jam Attack style for this contest, and Jam Attack does more themed based art levels, I think this level fits those stipulations pretty well while still doing something entirely new. It doesn't borrow anything from, you know, any Jam Attack level or anything of the sorts. It's an entirely new setting, and I think that's important when you're trying to emulate a style of a different creator. So I think that's great. My favorite part visually is definitely the part where at like 70% where you're outside and there's all these like floating blocks with propellers and the Zeppelin in the background. I think that part looks fantastic. Probably my favorite part of the level visually. There are a few parts that have some issues though. I think the part of like 5% as well as the last part definitely don't make as good of the space as they could. I think some more structures would be best in those parts to fill up the empty space, particularly in the last part, because the last part is supposed to be set inside of the like Zeppelin that you see in the background of the part before, but once you get inside, it's not very like packed, you know? It's the interior of a ship. You'd think it would be more full, but it kind of isn't. I also think that a few transitions, mainly the ones in the first half, are kind of empty. There's not really much going on there, and the part right before the drop is a bit empty in general. I wish there was a bit more going on there, but there's that. And then the one other thing is that I think the saws could have been more themed. A lot of the saw designs in this level are just basic GD saws, which isn't bad, but I feel like there could have been more done there to integrate them with the theme. Like the big saws in the one pre-drop part are a great example of how you can take a saw design and implement it, integrate it with the theme. And while that's obviously not the same, considering those are big set piece type saws, I still think a little bit more could have been done to make the saws more adjacent to the steampunky theme, as opposed to just being regular saw objects. But still, those are relative nitpicks in the grand scheme of things, and overall I think this is definitely a feature-worthy level. I believe they do have a rated level, so it wouldn't be their first creator points, but it is the first time I've ever heard of Minigun, and I'm excited to see what they come up with in the future, because this is a very solid level, and I would strongly recommend it. Yeah. GG's.